Y'all. Anyway, what's up? I'm doing the Love and Hip Hop. I missed last week. I was sick last week. I told y'all I had food poison. So last Monday I didn't Periscope Love and Hip Hop last week's episode. Hi Kamani Khalil. Yeah. I didn't Periscope last week's episode, and I'm gonna do tonight's. And I have a lot to say between these two episodes, because they so stupid. So anyway, last week we were introduced to Nas, and she's a girl who claims that she's messing with Soulja Boy. And you know, we all know from the first season that Soulja Boy is with Nia. So, she tells Nicki and Tierra that she's messing with Soulja Boy, and you know, Nicki, being the friend she is, invites her because Nas said that she's doing this handsome fitness boot camp thing. So Nicki invited Nia so that they could talk. What? I don't want this. You take it. But yeah, Nicki invited Nia to the boot camp. They went at it, arguing over Soulja Boy. First of all, my whole thing when it comes to Soulja Boy ain't even that cute. He ain't, to me, he ain't nobody to be arguing over. But anyway, you know, and basically, if you look at Soulja Boy's track record, the boy done been with everybody. Every time you turn around on social media, he's linked to somebody. Corinne Steffens, Diamond, Cat Stacks. So I don't know why Nia and Nas are acting like they his only when he's treating them the same way. Like, he's Soulja Boy. He's not a man yet, obviously. So anyway, Miles and Milan and their storyline or whatever, it's like pissing me off with Miles, because Miles is afraid to come out as gay because he doesn't want to ruin his relationships and his opportunities as a rapper. And I feel like you ruining your opportunities and your relationships by withholding this information, by lying to people that's around you. You don't want to upset Amber, you don't want to upset her daughter, but yet you walking around living a lie. And then you already upset, and you're upsetting both Amber and Milan because they both want to be with you, and you like spreading yourself too thin because you're lying. So it's like, Miles, I have no respect for down low dudes at all. I have more respect for the openly gay people. Like, people who are gay and they're proud of it, they have no problem with it. So I feel like, sorry y'all, I feel like Miles just disgusts me. So, you know, this episode, he basically got upset. There's my daughter. You're a mess. He basically got upset because Milan thinks that he's cheating. And I mean, any person in their right mind that's in this type of relationship would think, if you holding back from me and you don't want to be with me and all this other stuff, then you have to be cheating. You have to be doing something that you ain't supposed to be doing. So I understand where Milan coming from. So because Milan is making that accusation, he gets mad and throws a glass with a drink in it. He throw it on the floor and whatnot. And I'm like, the only reason why you're getting mad is because it's the truth. That's why you're getting mad. And technically he is cheating, because he's cheating on Milan with Amber because he still hasn't told Amber that he's gay. So he got Amber thinking one thing, Milan thinking another. Like, he playing games with people. So yeah, just Miles disgusts me. He disgusts me, and I just can't wait until they find out that he's gay and we could get over this storyline, because I hate down low dudes. I really do. They disgust me. I have no respect for them. So let me see. Who else do I have to go in on? Because I mean, last week's episode, I was in and out watching it, but from what I did catch, Tierra Marie and Princess is hanging out, but I feel like Tierra's out to get revenge on the both of them, her own type of revenge, because they did do her dirty last year, telling lies on her, wanting to fight her all kinds of stuff. So now Tierra got both of them right where she want them, and she's gonna use that to her advantage. I'm kind of not mad at her about that, but I'm kind of like, princess, if only you knew what you were up against and what Tierra was gonna do. Girl, what's all this screaming for? Take this and be quiet. So yeah. So I'm like, I don't know. We'll just see as the weeks go on what happens or whatever. But I do like the advice that Tierra gave Princess the first episode. And I mean, it was good advice. It was women to women advice. So, let me see. Let me see. I'm not really going to discuss too much last week's episode. Just the main stuff that like annoyed me. But this week, I was annoyed by quite a few people. Fizz, Nia, Nas, and who else? Lil B, definitely. So I'm gonna get into that. So the reason why I'm annoyed with Fizz is because he, with this new girl, because you know last season he was trying to turn Amanda into like mommy. So now this season he with some new girl who's a model who everybody thinks looks like Moniece. I don't think she look like Moniece, but to each his own. But he's with this girl who's a model named Kamaya, and he was out of town, and he gave the girl a key and told her that she could put her stuff in 2 drawers. He gave her 2 drawers out the dresser or the closet or whatever, and told her that she could use that. He come back home from out of town, and the girl had moved like her entire house. Well, so he said her entire house into his house. So he feels like she's getting too serious. She feels like, what's the point of you giving me a key to your house if you didn't want it to be serious? He basically told her he's dating. They're dating. They're not serious. So it's like he's telling her one thing but doing another. So he's sending her mixed signals. And to me, Fizz is trying to be like Young Berg last season, and he just shouldn't. He shouldn't. Like, it's not gonna end good. So it's like, if you don't want the girl to think that you serious, then don't bring her around your son. It's too soon for you to be bringing her around your son. Don't give her a key, and don't tell her she can keep her stuff there. Because once you tell a woman that she can keep some of her stuff at your house, that implies that you want the relationship to be serious. Hello? Duh. So he basically tried to make the girl out to seem like she delusional. And the whole entire time I'm watching that scene between him and her, I'm thinking, this is the same thing Young Bird did to Hazel last season. The only difference is Hazel didn't move in with Young Bird. But Young Bird did send mixed signals with Hazel, saying that he liked her, he loved her, and all this other stuff. But then he would tell her, oh, we're not together, but we're together. Like, we're not together, but you still mine. So that's why Hazel would think what she think. I hope you're not spilling this. You still have juice in this, little girl. So yeah, don't do stuff to a woman and then call her delusional because her feelings are involved. That's not delusional. You playing with her emotions. That's what it is. So Fizz kind of lost cool points with me this episode. Like, I was annoyed with him. Nas and Nia just get on my nerves. Like I said, fighting over Soulja Boy, and like, to me, Soulja Boy is a nobody. He's always linked to some new girl every year, and he always, like, they always airing out their dirty laundry on social media instead of talking about it in private. One minute him and Nia love each other, the next minute they hate each other. It's like, whatever. So now Lil B, we was introduced to Lil B tonight, and that's Brandy. I remember her from For the Love of Ray J, and I remember her being in Nora's hair salon. And you know, she wasn't as crazy as she is now. And when I was watching this episode, she was just doing too much, emphasizing her title, emphasizing her husband's title. It's like, come on. Yes, I'm Whitney Houston's goddaughter. Yes, the Whitney Houston. I'm married to Max Lux. Yes, the Max Lux, the hottest producer in LA. And she's just doing too much. And then it's like, she's like very insecure because you're like, you don't want your happily married husband getting into shenanigans. But yet, if you scream one more time, jeez. Anyway, if your husband is really happily married, you wouldn't have to worry about him creeping. You wouldn't have to worry about girls being around him or anything. You wouldn't have to worry about him acting right when he's not in your presence. So, I'm like, that's your insecurity right there. But she was just doing too much. He said she done hacked his phone. She done hid in the trunk. She done disguised herself as a piece of delivery person. That is too much. And if you got to do all of that in a marriage, you don't need to be married. Period, point blank. You shouldn't have to sit up here and her talking about it. She remind me of Angela from friggin' Why Did I Get Married? Like, you checking his heart rate, you checking his phone, you checking the miles on his car. I'm not doing all of that. If you can't trust dude, then y'all don't need to be together. Point blank, period. Like, it's ridiculous. And then it basically ended with her cursing out these girls in the studio because her and Nikki is hilarious for this. Nikki, you could tell Nikki has done this before. Try to get in a studio. Because she was like, yeah, I left my charger in there. I was in there earlier. Like, her lie was just so smooth. But yeah, they get in the studio and she's screaming at the girls in the studio. The girl wasn't doing nothing but leaning on her husband. She, get your fucking arm off my husband. This is why they don't know you married, because your ring, our son found your ring. And I'm like, you look crazy. And if this is what you gotta do with your husband, y'all do not need to be married. I'm like, oh my god, she was just doing too much for, like, this episode for me, way too much. And I don't know, I got a feeling she gonna annoy me this season. But yeah, all of them annoyed me tonight with this episode. And I had already said I was gonna go in on each and every one of them. Like, this episode was just a hot mess. It was a hot ratchet mess. I mean, every week is ratchet, but the ratchetivity was on 10 today. And I'm just like, oh god, with them. But yeah, that was the episode 11 Hip Hop Hollywood. That was episode was it 2 and 3? I think 2 and 3, 3 and 4. Oh, episode 2 and 3. I titled this wrong. It's supposed to say episode 2 and 3. But yeah, that was the episode, and I'm just like shaking my head at everybody tonight. But it looks like it's gonna get better. Well, it's gonna be more drama next week, so I'll be here periscoping about it. Like I said, I'm gonna do this every week. So thank you guys for watching. Not many people had anything to say, but it's saying no viewers. But then when I look, it's gonna tell me it was a bunch of viewers or whatever. But it's whatever. So I'll see you guys in the next Periscope. Thank you for watching.